The journey of children's emotional development, from infancy to adulthood. Today, let's embark on an exciting journey to explore how children's emotions grow and evolve. From the very first days of life to the vibrant teenage years. A child's emotional world is constantly shifting and maturing. Understanding this process not only brings parents closer to their kids but also offers valuable insights into nurturing a healthy heart and mind. So, let's dive in and listen closely. Key points overview. Before we dive into each stage, let's highlight the major milestones in a child's emotional journey. By 4 months old, babies can already sense and respond to negative emotions around them. At 3 years old, they start reacting to negative cues from others and even themselves. During middle and late childhood, kids begin to realize that a single event can spark multiple emotions at once. And in adolescence, teens face more intense uncomfortable feelings, though these tend to lessen over time. Now, let's explore each phase in detail. Emotional development in infancy and early childhood. Picture a tiny baby with sparkling eyes and a first smile that melts your heart. In those early months, emotions start sprouting like little seedlings. Let's discover how babies begin to experience the world around them in this special phase. From the moment they're born, emotions are a baby's way of connecting with the world. A cry might mean, "I'm hungry," or "I need a hug," while a smile invites parents to share in their joy. These feelings aren't just natural reflexes, they're the first steps toward independence. Helping a baby move from total reliance on parents to a little person who can express their needs. Parents are the ultimate companions here. A warm cuddle, a gentle lullaby, or a loving glance is enough to make a baby feel safe and ready to explore their emotions. A baby's smile doesn't just light up the room. It builds a special bond with mom and dad. On the flip side, tears or shouts are how they share sadness, discomfort, or even a little rebellion when things don't go their way. Here's something fascinating. Babies come into the world with natural smiles right from birth. By around 6 weeks, they start social smiling. Those meaningful grins that show they're connecting with the people around them. At 4 to 5 months, they get picky with their smiles, saving the brightest ones for familiar faces like parents or siblings. This is when parents can join in the fun, sharing happy moments that mark a baby's first joys. But it's not all sunshine. Babies also feel tougher emotions like sadness or anger early on. By 4 months, they're sharp enough to notice when someone else is upset or mad. And they might respond with a cry or a wiggle of unease. Over the next 6 months, as their memory and awareness grow, their emotions get more specific, especially when they chat face to face with parents. Babies let out joy, curiosity, or even tiny tantrums with gusto. In these early days, the emotional bond with parents is a vital bridge. It keeps babies feeling secure while teaching them to spot the good and the risky in the big world out there. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Emotional development in the toddler years. As little ones start toddling around, their world suddenly gets bigger and brighter. But with that comes a wave of more complex emotions. Let's see how they change during these lively toddler years. When kids start walking, their brains kick into high gear, especially their ability to recognize themselves. They want to do everything on their own, grabbing a spoon to eat or picking their favorite toy. This push for independence often brings big emotions like anger or stubborn streaks when they want to call the shots. If you tell them not to splash in a puddle, they might yell or toss something to say, "I want it my way." This self-awareness also helps them see themselves as separate from others. That's when they start grasping basic right and wrong and develop a simple kind of empathy. For instance, they might pat a crying friend, even if they don't fully get why they're sad. By around 3 years old, they're more tuned into negative signals, like a parent's frown or their own tears after a tumble. This is also when Self-conscious emotions pop up, like feeling shy after spilling milk, flustered when teased, or proud when praised for a cool block tower. These feelings grow as kids learn to set their own little rules, like knowing they should say sorry for a mistake. In the toddler years, kids start naming their emotions. If families talk about feelings, like, "Mom's happy because you're so good," or, "Are you sad you can't play?" kids catch on faster. At first, they sort out happy from unhappy. Then they spot the differences between sadness, anger, and fear by watching faces, words, and actions. A bit later, they figure out that situations shape feelings, like being thrilled with a gift but bummed about saying goodbye to a friend. The ability to manage emotions starts budding too, and parents play a huge role. If mom and dad share their feelings openly and guide gently, kids learn to calm down when mad or cheer up when blue. But if home is full of tension or harsh punishments, kids might get angrier or sadder more often. And over time, that could affect their mental well-being. Playing with friends their age helps too. Whether they're building sandcastles or squabbling over toys, kids learn to read their pals' emotions, feel for them when they're down, and share to make them smile. Emotional development in middle and late childhood. As kids grow, head to school, and connect with a bigger world, their emotions get richer and deeper. They start seeing that life isn't just one shade of feeling. Let's find out what's happening in this phase. In middle and late childhood, kids get a steadier sense of who they are, built from their everyday emotional experiences. If they often feel embarrassed instead of guilty, like when friends giggle at a wrong answer, it can dent their confidence. Sometimes, they might even lash out or argue to stand up for themselves. A big leap here is realizing one event can stir up a mix of emotions. Take a class goodbye party. They might feel excited for new adventures but sad to leave old buddies. This ability lets them see life in all its layers, like a painting with lots of colors. Kids also learn to tweak how they show their feelings depending on the situation. Say they get a gift they don't like, they might smile and say, "Thanks," instead of frowning, so they don't hurt the giver's feelings. This skill depends on things like whether they're a boy or girl, who they're talking to, or the culture they're growing up in. A kid from a family that values honesty might spill their true thoughts, while another might hide them to keep the peace. Emotional development in adolescence. The teenage years are a wild ride. As kids search for who they are amid big changes, emotions here are intense and tangled. Let's step into their inner world to understand more. As teens hit adolescence, they pull away from parents and lean on friends instead. They want to call the shots, picking their clothes or solving their own problems. But getting to emotional independence often means wading through arguments, sulky days, or long stretches of feeling down. Compared to younger kids, teens deal with more tough emotions, school stress, friend fights, body changes, you name it. The good news? These feelings usually lose their grip as they grow older. Girls might feel the lows longer than boys, and sometimes, over the same issue, like a spat with a sibling, teens react way bigger than their parents would. Their new ability to think abstractly makes emotions trickier. They might feel sad about things that haven't even happened, like worrying about the future, or hurt over vague misunderstandings. To cope, they turn to friends, a safe space where they feel heard. A solid friend group, built on equality and support, launches them toward adulthood. But if they're left out, they risk bigger troubles, like dropping out or getting into bad habits. This is also the age of first crushes. Liking someone can send their emotions on a roller coaster, thrilled if it's mutual, jealous or crushed if it's not. These sweet and tough feelings teach them how to love and handle their hearts. Finding their identity matters big time too. Teens stress over who they are and what they want. With family encouragement, They gain confidence and clash less at home. But if they can't figure it out, they might get bored, distant, or unmotivated, which can mess with their friendships and mental health. In the end, teens who nail down their sense of self grow up emotionally strong. They're better at empathizing, sharing, and keeping their feelings in check, ready for the next steps in life. Conclusion: a child's emotional journey is a long, colorful, and meaningful tale, from first smiles and toddler tantrums to teenage heartbeats.